Every musician struggle. Every creative person, every person who writes, who's trying to make something. AKA why it took me 5 years to write this song. For myself, I make up excuses. About 15% of the time they're legitimate. You have work, you have school. Myself, I'm having a baby in 3 weeks, or my wife is. So we're getting ready for that, which is legit. And then the rest fall into this gray area. Zay Frank has a great video where he explains about brain crack.
If you don't want to run out of ideas, the best thing to do is not to execute them. You can tell yourself that you don't have the time or resources to do them right. Then they stay around in your head like brain crack. No matter how bad things get, at least you have those good ideas that you'll get to later. Some people get addicted to that brain crack.
Maybe you have an idea for a song, but this just festers in your imagination for so long that it becomes something even bigger than you could ever create. It's better in your imagination, so you just hold on to that thought like, oh, that's such a good idea, it's going to be such a great song. It just lives then in that future, never actually gets realized. And this is where I struggle with that a lot. That happens to a lot of things I have. I'll have a guitar loop, like I did with this song, but then I won't do much else with it. I made a demo version of this song a little bit later, which included the first bridge. But nothing much else there. You can also fool yourself into thinking that you need some other gear, something that's gonna complete this song for you. The next pedal, the next interface, the next mic. Myself, in my previous video, might have noticed that this desk was in an L shape, and I've made it into this just straight shape, which I had intended to do for a long time, but I finished that project. I started and finished that project before I finished the song that I'm working on. So what I'm trying to learn here is how to finish something. I've got all these ideas, but I'm not following through all the way. I'm just letting it live in a loop, letting it live as a demo, not releasing anything. So here's what I got so far. It's over top of this like F sharp minor, D, A chord progression mostly. And then I have a melody, so it's that loop kind of over top of that goes bum 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 bum, and so on. The new part goes a little something like this. So I don't have any melodies of it, so I might start kind of just like verbalizing some melodies or whatever. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough at that bass line yet to sing along with it. Also, it was the first time I played it standing up, which is weird. And I was used to the bass being like up in here in my face, looking down at my notes. Yeah, I think I'll keep it pretty simple in there. I think I might drop the drums down in part of it when that part comes in. Yeah. I've been mapping out the parts. This is something I do pretty frequently too. Grab a whiteboard or a piece of paper or something, kind of write some production notes on there. I've got my intro, which is going to be that riff with chords along with it. And we're going to the bridge 1, I'm calling it. Then we're touching quickly on the chorus, kind of a callback, but not going through that a whole bunch of times. Then on to bridge 2, which I just kind of made up. It resolves to an A, that bridge 2, so this is the note A. And then we're doing the chorus just as an outro a few times, I think. So overall, I have notes. So this is kind of like the pieces of the song, and this is sort of production notes or dynamics from when I'm playing. I'm gonna start. I put start semi-groove big and then builds. So it's not starting from nothing. It's starting like at a decent clip. You get into the song, you kind of know what it's about from the beginning is the idea. But that's how I write notes to myself about production and about just a song map. Definitely not like musical electric guitar. I'm just direct plugged in right now. Just trying to make a scratch track I might make some vocals too at the same time. 1, 2, ready, go. Wherever you are. That's a scratch. And I don't know if I like the layout, so I'm going to listen back and I can cut things just really rough. Cut and paste. Play some drums. So I recorded drums to the scratch track and vocals, and then I recorded bass, and then I added other layers and removed that original scratch track and vocal, and we have a finished song now. Sun crossed the horizon. So it's really late. I just finished the final mix for that song. And so I want to talk about the process and some of my struggles and why it took me so long. It's about like 10 days or something like that after the initial start when I had recorded that first day. And a lot of what it comes down to is I got stuck kind of on lyrics. I ended up developing more of the song, added parts, added layers, added sections, and then didn't have any lyrical content. I wasn't happy with what I had been coming up with. I'm still not in love with it, but it's just time to be done, you know. I'm not like super in love with how it sounds. Honestly, I'm a little burnt out on it. I listened to it too many times. And I haven't even edited the video yet, so that's going to be crazy. It's going to be too much. So I'm just ready to get this out there. Move on to the next thing. And for sure, the next song that I do is going to be less complicated, have less instrumentation, less parts, less layers, and I'm just going to move quicker on it. After this was all said and done, I'm not sure that I like this song better than the original demo version, which is a little disheartening. Like, it definitely sounds better. It's definitely more polished. That demo was super sloppy. It was like one take. I did 2 guitar tracks and a drum track. First take every time. So, but just like as a song, as a listenable piece of music, that may have been better. This is a little bit out there, a little weird, a little... Yeah, I just didn't find the right balance for myself between the lyrical content and then like just keeping the vibe going and not having it be too long but not being too short and jarring between the parts. So I almost apologize if you like that. Thank you for watching and thank you for enjoying. Let me know if you like that or if you're kind of along the same lines as me. That's part of the whole point of this, is just sharing the process, getting some feedback, putting it out there. We'll move forward, we'll make more.